Hello, welcome to E3 STEM Academy. This is Dr. Vani, and today we'll be taking a look at applications of addition and subtraction of polynomials. Now that you guys are very clear with how to add and subtract polynomials, we will take a look at some real-life applications of these concepts.
Here is a problem for you. There is a triangle with sides 3x plus 4y and 5x minus y. I want you to determine the third side of this triangle if the perimeter is equal to 10x plus 5y. Go ahead and give it a try. So let's look at this problem. This triangle has a perimeter P equals 10x plus 5y. We know two sides. One side is 3x plus 4y, another side is 5x minus y. I do not know what this third side is. I want to find that. How do we find it? First of all, you need to understand what is meant by perimeter. Okay, perimeter is the sum of all the three sides, right? If you add all the three sides, then you're going to get the perimeter of this triangle. That's what you mean by perimeter. Okay, perimeter is the sum of all the three sides. Now, because I know two sides, if I add those two and I subtract it from the perimeter, I should be able to find the third side. Right? So let me call this third side as Z. I do not know what that third side is, and I want to find that. So Z is going to be equal to 10x plus 5y, which is my perimeter. And from this, if I subtract 3x plus 4y plus 5x minus y. If I add these two sides and if I subtract it from the perimeter, I should be able to find my third side, right? So Z is equal to 10x plus 5y. Now keep in mind that I am subtracting these two polynomials, right? Before we even subtract the polynomials, let's see what is inside the parentheses and if I can simplify that, right? If I can reduce that polynomial. So I'm going to leave the first one as it is and let me look at the second one. And you notice that there is 3x plus 5x, like terms, right? So these two are like terms. So I'm going to combine them. 3x plus 5x is 8x. 4y minus y is going to be 3y, so plus 3y. Now I'm going to distribute -1 to each of these terms inside the polynomial, inside the parentheses, right? So I'm going to leave the first one as it is and I'm going to distribute -1. So -1 times 8x is going to be -8x. -1 times plus 3y is -3y. Or in other words, whenever you're subtracting two polynomials, the signs of the coefficients of the second polynomial are going to flip. So here it is positive 8x, it becomes -8x. Positive 3y becomes -3y. Only when you're subtracting. When you're adding, you are just going to combine them, okay? There is no change in the signs of the coefficients. But only when you're subtracting, because you're multiplying by -1, you're going to change the signs of the coefficients, right? So 8 becomes -8, plus 3 becomes -3, so it'll be -8x, -3y. So now combine the like terms. So 10x minus 8x, that's going to be 2x plus 5y minus 3y. So that's going to be plus 2y. So this third side of this triangle is 2x plus 2y. So the problem says the length of a rectangle is 4a plus 3b and its width is 3a minus 2b. Write the polynomial for the perimeter of the rectangle. What is the minimum perimeter of the rectangle if a is equal to 12 and b is a non-zero whole number? So when you have a problem of this sort, first draw the diagram. When you draw the diagram, things become a lot more clear to you. So go ahead and draw the diagram. Okay, it says the length of a rectangle is 4a plus 3b and width is 3a minus 2b. So 4a plus 3b, 3a minus 2b. So I know the length and the width of this rectangle. Write the polynomial for the perimeter of the rectangle. So I want to write the polynomial for the perimeter. What do we mean by perimeter? The sum, right? The sum of all the sides of this rectangle. So because this is a rectangle, if this side is 4a plus 3b, I know that this side is also 4a plus 3b. Opposite sides are going to be equal. So if this is 3a plus 2b, then this is going to be 3a minus 2b, then this is going to be 3a minus 2b as well. Now, when they say perimeter, all that you need to do is add all four sides. If you add all four sides, you would be able to determine the perimeter of this rectangle. So this is going to be 4a plus 3b plus 3a minus 2b. I'm simply adding them, right? So when you're adding, you're not changing any signs. Plus 4a plus 3b plus 3a minus 2b. I simply went around and added them all. Now you go ahead and look for like terms. So I'm going to add all the a terms first. So I have 4a, 3a, 4a, 3a. So 4 plus 3, 7. 7 plus 4, 11. 11 plus 3, 14a. Now let's look at the b terms. So I have plus 3b minus 2b plus 3b minus 2b. So 3b minus 2b, that's going to be 1b. 1b plus 3b, 4b. 4b minus 2b is going to be positive 2b. Right? So the perimeter of this rectangle is 14a plus 2b. This is my perimeter. Now they're saying, what is the minimum perimeter of the rectangle if a is equal to 12 and b is a non-zero whole number? They're saying it's a whole number which is not equal to 0, right? And we are looking for minimum perimeter. If we are looking for minimum perimeter, then what should be b? It is 1. So b is equal to 1. They're telling you that a is 12. And if I'm looking for smallest perimeter, then b should be equal to 1. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in a is equal to 12 and b is equal to 1. So the perimeter is going to be equal to 4 times 12 plus 2 times 1. I'm sorry, 14 times 12 plus 2 times 1. 168 plus 2. And that is equal to 170. So the perimeter is 170. Is that clear?
Let's take a look at this problem. From the sum of a plus b minus 2c and 2a minus b plus c, subtract a plus b plus c. So first, let's write down what is given to us in the form of an expression. From the sum of a plus b minus 2c, a plus b minus 2c, and so when they say sum, that means I am adding a plus b minus 2c plus 2a minus b plus c. Subtract a plus b plus c. So they want us to find what would be the result of adding a plus b minus 2c and 2a minus b plus c. And from that sum, you subtract a plus b plus c. Let's go ahead and simplify this polynomial. So first thing first, let me go ahead and put these expressions together. So it's going to be a plus b minus 2c plus 2a minus b plus c. Now again, we are adding, so nothing changes in terms of signs of these two polynomials. However, now you have to be careful because you are subtracting. So keep in mind that when you are subtracting, the signs of the coefficients of these terms are going to flip. So now it's going to become minus a minus b minus c. Now go ahead and combine like terms. So if we look here, we have a, 2a, and negative a. So let's combine those. So a plus 2a, so that is going to be 3a minus a, so that's going to be 2a because 3a minus a is 2a. Next, we're going to combine our terms with b. So that's going to be plus b minus b and minus b. So b minus b, that's 0 because 1b minus 1b is going to be 0 minus b, right? So I'm going to be left with minus b. Then I have negative 2c, c, and negative c. And if you look carefully, c minus c is going to be 0, right? So this is going to basically cancel off, in other words, right? And I'm going to be left with minus 2c. So my resulting polynomial, when I add a plus b minus 2c and 2a minus b plus c and subtract a plus b plus c, is going to be 2a minus b minus 2c. I hope this is clear. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next problem. The sum of two expressions is 5m squared minus 3n squared. If one of them is 3m squared plus 4mn minus n squared, find the other. So there are two expressions, and the sum of those two expressions is 5m squared minus 3n squared. Now, out of those two expressions, one of them is 3m squared plus 4mn minus n squared. And I need to find that second expression. So if you read this problem carefully, it's very obvious that in order to find that second polynomial or second expression, I'm simply going to subtract these two polynomials. So from the sum, which is 5m squared minus 3n squared, I'm going to subtract 3m squared plus 4mn minus n squared. So from the sum of the two expressions, I'm going to subtract one of these expressions so that I can find the other. So let's go ahead and subtract these two polynomials. The first polynomial remains as it is. So it's going to be 5m squared minus 3n squared. Now be careful, since we are subtracting, the signs of the coefficients of the second polynomial are going to flip. They're going to change. So when I multiply with -1, right, I'm changing the signs. So it's going to be negative 3m squared plus 4mn becomes minus 4mn minus n squared becomes plus n squared. The next step is to combine like terms. So I see two m squared terms in here. So I see 5m squared and negative 3m squared. And so 5m squared minus 3m squared is 2m squared. I also see two m squared terms. So I see negative 3n squared and positive 1n squared. So be careful again. Negative 3n squared plus n squared is going to be negative 2n squared. And of course, I only have one mn term, so I'm going to leave that term as it is. So it's going to be minus 4mn. So this is my second polynomial. So if one of the polynomials is 3m squared plus 4mn minus n squared, then the second polynomial is going to be 2m squared minus 2n squared minus 4mn. The sum of these two polynomials is going to be 5m squared minus 3n squared. I hope you now know how to apply the concepts of addition and subtraction of polynomials to real-life problems. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.